12 Max. This is I haven't gotten a new phone in 2 years, so this is always fun to get a new phone and get everything that all the stuff that goes along with it. This is the largest phone they make, and I've been watching all the YouTube videos. I watched one where a guy said the squared ends are hard to hold, and another guy said the square ends are the best thing that's come along because you can hold it better. So, welcome to YouTube, I guess. This is really large. And the first iPhone I ever got was the iPhone 4, and it had this similar form factor where it was squared off on the end, and I really like that. I think the sides are super shiny. I have a case for it already, so the sides are super shiny, and they just you're just gonna get fingerprints on the side. That's just the nature of the game. But the 3 cameras, all the good stuff that goes along with it. It feels heavier, which obviously it is a little bit heavier because it's larger. I'm just curious to get started. So this is the satisfying part. So there we go. Looks nice. Brand new. This is the newest it'll ever be. The shiniest it'll ever be. The sides are obviously covered with fingerprints already. It is heavier than I thought it was going to be. Not a problem, not anything different, but I mean, it is. So this is my phone right now. I have a Mophie on it that adds an extra battery basically to it, and they feel this one's a tad bit lighter, the new one, because this is such a large battery on the back. But I'm just excited to finally get my hands on it and get going with it. I think I'm gonna power it on and see if it actually starts up. What you don't see below me is my dog is running around. She is ready to play, and she could care less about the new. It's the new iPhone day, lady. Come on. The lock button seems very small. Maybe it's just because its size is so big. It's very shiny. I did not expect it to be that shiny either. I already have a fingerprint on it. Great. That's what you want. I wonder how you power it on. There it goes. Okay. So now it's powering on. The other things on the bottom. The thing I wanted to talk about was that they're going to give you this cable, the USB-C cable, and not give you a power brick for it, and somehow that's good. I understand the argument for it, but I just shelled out a big chunk of money for this. Can you just give me the power brick? It's a 20-watt power brick. I know they want to nickel and dime you. It's 20 something bucks for it. You could have just put it in there anyway. It wouldn't. The argument is that if you really wanted to save, maybe not give the cable, but if you really were worried about it, you wouldn't give me the stupid stickers that nobody uses. I have a box of them that I'm not going to do anything with them. Some people put them on their car, but I'm not that person. Don't give me the documentation. You can just leave it online, and I can go look. I'm never going to look at this. I guarantee it. If I have a problem with it, I'm going to Google it. Who doesn't Google it? But give me the power brick instead and save me the paperwork, I guess. This is a USB-C cable, USB-C on one end and Lightning on the other. I'd really love to just see USB-C to USB-C, but that's me. So we're at the welcome screen. So you can just I turn my AC. My AC is on. So now you can just set up the new phone with the old phone. Continue. Now it's setting up the new iPhone, and now I can put in my code for it. The way it just fits in the hand, just in this first few minutes of me having it, the form factor is very nice for my hands. I don't have giant hands, but my hands aren't small either, I guess. I don't know how you'd quantify hands, but the form factor is nice. It fits in my hand really well. I mean, I'm used to this size, basically, more or less. So I'm really looking forward to just putting it through its paces, and now I have my Face ID. I also have my case. Hold on just a second. This, I got a case for it already. This is a Sonics case. I've had these before, and I like the way they fit. The interesting thing about this case, let me see. It's glow in the dark. The edges are glow in the dark. So you can't tell, but this whole part glows, which is just kind of like a cool thing. It does not gonna make the phone better or whatever, but it's kind of cool. I like it. The Face ID set up really quickly. The interesting thing, I guess because there's so much light, it did it really quickly. So now I can transfer my data from my iCloud, and then I'm ready to go. So I'll update the video when the next cut will be me reveling in my new phone. Let's just put it that way. A couple days into this, the speed is noticeably faster. I'm switching through apps a lot better, and like things that would normally have to get reloaded because they weren't in RAM anymore, or they just don't load well, or what have you. I don't know how much RAM this thing has. I would assume it has around 4 gigs, somewhere in that range, or at least that my last one maybe only had 4. So this may have more RAM. The apps run better. The low light, like I'm doing this with like minimal light in the room, and it's shooting 4K on my front-facing camera too. So that alone, for like what I do, have a front-facing 4K camera, that's great. I for like doing stuff like this, great. Overall speed's great. The size is really nice, but like I like to use the camera a lot, obviously, for like pictures and low light. Wow, the low light pictures are it's not like a trick or some magic or something like that. It's just it has a longer exposure, so it'll have like a 2 or 3 second exposure, which is a lot. When normally like it's like what 1/60th of a second or something like that. That's like my big camera, and it has just really it as far as just like usability and everything, it's the same. It's just faster. I'm happy with it so far. I mean, that's always the kiss of death, right? It's like, oh, it's working great, and then it dies. Apple Care, I guess. I would hate to have to use it, but anyway, works great. Haven't had an issue. It's super fast. My other phone was pretty fast. It was 2 years old, but it was still really fast for what I do. I'm not like running around. I don't know what I would be doing, but as far as speed goes, this is just like instantaneous. And unlocking by the time I'm thinking about like, oh, it's gonna start, it's already unlocked. So the facial recognition stuff works well. I don't have any complaints so far, at least. If I have some complaints, I will make a video. Don't worry about that. But this is great. I'm really happy with it. It's a lot of money, but it's something that I have in my hand from the second I get up to the second. Like I literally pick my phone up off when I'm laying in bed in the morning, and I pick my phone up and I'm looking at it before I go to bed, which you shouldn't do. I'm trying to stop doing that because it'll keep me awake longer. But my phone is always right there in my hand. I use it for work. I use it for this. I use it for everything. So I'm happy with it. iPhone 12 Max, so far so good.